Bunny Tears. What's crackin', Expressers? Happy Monday. My name is Bunny Tears, and welcome to episode 4 of my Bunny Talks series. Now, for those of you that still don't quite understand what Bunny Talks is actually about, it's essentially the idea that you guys can put any question or topic you want in the comments section below, and I will answer said question or speak about said topic in a video like this one here. Yes, indeed, that's exactly what you're about to experience. But as always, before we get onto the question of the day, first thing is first. This is a Call of Duty Ghost gameplay on the Xbox One. It's a free-for-all on Octane, and I am on my 2-2 grind still. I want to get my KD to 2. I want to get my win-loss to 2. So that's essentially what you're watching me do. Trying to win the game as much as possible, and trying to end with the highest KD possible. But the question that we have today for Bunny Talks is actually a cross-series question. It came off of Podcast X, episode 12, and it's from a gentleman named Liam. Now, I know Liam from a long time now, and he asks, question for Bunny, you mentioned that you were sort of an alpha speaker / person. Were you always this way, or was it something you became? A very good question, Liam. Now, I have cut out some of this comment because Liam talked about some other things we spoke about in Podcast X. He also expressed some kind of positive emotion towards a YouTuber, and I've noticed whenever that happens, there's always some kind of negative response back. So I'm just trying to avoid that silliness, and I've just put the question up for you guys, so let's get on to this thing. Now, the first thing that I actually noticed about this question that almost made me not pick it for Bunny Talks is the fact that if you haven't seen the Podcast X episode 12, this question just makes me look like the biggest dickhead on the planet. Like, I mean, anyone who self-proclaims to be an alpha male or an alpha speaker is generally a complete dickhead, but I promise you it wasn't like that. Go back, watch the episode. We were talking about people's mentalities, human nature, guys' human nature in particular, and I was pretty much saying that at this point in my life, I think that I'm a part of most of the conversations that are going on between my friends group, and I find that I'm pretty much a large part of those conversations a lot of the time. It's just the way that I enjoy having conversations, and it's the way that myself and my friends kind of bond together. Now, to answer the question as quickly and simply as possible and then go into more detail, I was most definitely not always like this. Never, not in a million years. When I was a kid, in fact, I was the complete opposite of this. I think, I don't even know when things really changed for me. I want to say it was around the age of 16 or 17 perhaps. I think that was around the age when things started changing. Before that, it was literally the furthest away from being the alpha male I could possibly be. I was that guy. I was very socially awkward. I was bullied a lot because I was kind of short, but I had a big head like a bobblehead. And you guys will know that when you're at school, kids are mean, man. Kids are so mean. They'll just pick up on any little flaw you have and they'll fuck you up with it. They'll just ruin your life. So that's essentially what I was going through, which means that my confidence was knocked a lot. And I think it all kind of stemmed from not only the fact that it was hard for me to find friends while I was at school, but it was also harder still to find any girl to even talk to me, because I was so self-conscious that any conversation I had with a girl was very, very awkward. Very fucking awkward. I'm cringing just thinking about it. So that is what I used to be like. And now I have to kind of sit here and think, what changed? What changed the way I was behaving? There were a couple of things that I think changed me from the person I was to the person I am today. One of them is definitely the first girlfriend that I got, 100%. And I think the only reason that I actually got my first girlfriend was because she didn't know me. She didn't know me at all, and she didn't know anyone I knew. We were literally complete strangers, which kind of made me feel good because it meant that she hadn't experienced all the shit that I was being called by these other people. She hadn't experienced the way that these people were treating me. All she knew about me was the way that I looked, I guess. And at the time, I wasn't a good-looking guy or anything, but I was from London, she wasn't. I assumed that was some kind of cool thing. I don't know what she saw in me at the time, but I think because she didn't know the way that I was being treated at school, she saw me as a completely different person, and that kind of gave me a little bit of confidence. So when I got into a relationship with her, things just changed. Immediately, I was thinking, you know what? I'm not this huge random dickhead that's just not worth anything. I'm not this ugly guy that everyone keeps calling me. You know, I'm not physically deformed. This is just schoolyard bullshit. Like, these guys can talk as much as they want, but hey, I get to go home to my girlfriend every day, so that's fine with me. However, I don't think that was the main thing that kind of changed me from the person I was to the person I am today. It was definitely a part of it, but it wasn't the largest part. I mean, for example, at the exact same time that I got this girlfriend, it was basically the same time that my old friends from primary school stopped taking the side of the bullies, I want to say. At one point or another, my friends from primary school, who I went to the same secondary school as, so we were even closer as a friends group then, at one point they took the bully side, because if you go against a bully, you're unpopular. If you go with a bully, you're popular. So they kind of did that, and obviously there's no hard feelings about it. They were kids, they made stupid mistakes, they all apologized for it afterwards, but it was around the time when I had my first girlfriend that they also came back to me as a friends group. So I had my friends back, I had my girlfriend back. This boosted my confidence even further, but again, it's not the biggest thing. It's not the biggest thing that happened that caused this change. Now, those of you that have subscribed to my channel would have heard this before. At one point or another, I worked as a door-to-door salesman for about a year and a half. Now, this was a huge thing for me, because previously I gained some confidence, but I still was a bit socially awkward. I was polite all the time, which adults loved at least, but it wasn't helping with my age group. But then when I went to this door-to-door sales job, I was about 19, 20 years old, and after doing that for a year and a half, simple as everything changed. Everything changed. Now, if you're socially awkward and then you are forced to speak to 120 people a day, 90% of whom hate you immediately, and you have to try and sell them something while they hate you, you become slightly better at talking to people and slightly more comfortable when it comes to talking with people. So that's what changed it for me, but I wanted to focus a little bit more on what could change it for you if you find yourself in a similar situation to what I was in previously. It's actually pretty simple. You just need to think about stuff. For example, ponder this, my friends, ponder this. Do you honestly believe that your social standings, the names that people call you, or in fact the way you look while you're at school, makes the slightest bit of fucking difference to the future of your life? It just doesn't. It doesn't. The only thing that makes a difference to the future of your life is your work at school. Everything else is bullshit. Everything else is absolute bullshit. If you're getting bullied, fuck that guy. Focus on your work. You'll be his boss in 10 years. If people call you ugly, fuck them. They can't see the future. That's basically the fucking real life equivalent of calling someone a virgin over Xbox Live. There's no way of knowing. If you're ugly at school, there is literally no way of knowing what you're gonna look like when you grow up. Absolutely no way. I have seen the most socially awkward guys that I went to school with, who were bullied constantly or who were called names, grow up to be absolute lady killers with nothing but success in their life. And at the same time, I've seen guys who were considered popular at school, who were considered good looking, and who were complete dicks, to me at least, grow up and do gay porn. Now, that's actually true, and I have nothing against guys that do gay porn. I'm not using it as an insult, but when you think about the mentality that he had at school, if he had done gay porn then, it would have been social suicide. So that just kind of outlines how little what happens at school outside of work actually means towards your future, so don't let it get you down. Ignore that bullshit. Why are you wasting time on all of this nonsense when you could be doing something much more productive? Like, hey, YouTube. YouTube's a productive place. Hey, you like to draw? Draw a picture. Hey, you like to record? Record a video. Hey, you like to just talk to your friends only? Then talk to only your friends. Don't bother with all of this nonsense. Anyone who's trying to put you down is basically trying to pull themselves up. That's all it is. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining me with Bunny Talks episode 4. I hope the video was either helpful or entertaining. I will see you next Monday. And bunny out, bitches. What's cracking, Bunny Ballers? My name is Bunny Tears.